amid the COVID-19 pandemic, which experts believe can be traced back to a wild animal market. There is a lot of uncertainty about the upcoming school year. As zoonotic diseases have shown, there has never been a better time to cut ties with animal products. Along with that, animal agriculture is the biggest driver of climate change. Here's why these 10 schools are ditching meat to provide students with healthier and more sustainable plant-based options. Muse School. The Muse School is a private vegan school for grades K-12 located in Calabasas, California. It was co-founded in 2006 by Susie Amos Cameron, author-wife of Academy Award-winning director James Cameron, and her sister, Rebecca Amos. It is the first school in the nation to be 100% solar-powered, zero-waste, and with an organic, plant-based lunch program. The Muse School centers its curriculum around passion-based learning, self-efficacy, and sustainability. It officially adopted a vegan menu in 2015, acknowledging the connection between animal agriculture and the climate crisis. In addition to this, the Muse School teaches students how to grow food in order to help students understand where food comes from and how it impacts both their health and the planet. It has currently switched to digital classes due to COVID-19. UK schools pledge to ditch meat. In an effort to reduce carbon emissions, caterers that provide meals for UK schools have pledged to cut 9 million kilograms of meat from their menus. Last January, the UK Committee for Climate Change recommended that the entire British population cut meat consumption by 20% in order to reach net zero emissions by 2050. Acknowledging this, the trade magazine Public Sector Catering launched the initiative in April 2020, stating that the move will reduce the amount of meat served by 20%. David Fode, editor-in-chief of Public Sector Catering, said, "It represents a bold move because it is not being mandated. It would have been much easier to sit back and wait until they were either prompted or forced into action like this by the government." Industry experts call the move unprecedented. Public sector caterers reach billions of people every year, roughly a quarter of the British population. Andy Jones, chair of the PSC 100 group of caterers and suppliers, said, "The huge range of people we feed every day means we can influence the diet of the nation. I, for one, don't want to be known as part of the generation that could have acted, even in a small way, but did nothing." LEEDS schools. Primary schools in Leeds aim to serve meat-free meals twice a week. The Leeds City Council introduced the initiative in January 2020 to reduce the city's carbon footprint. It hopes to halve emissions by 2025. The new proposed school menus include one non-meat day and one vegetarian day. Vegan meals will be available daily upon request. In addition to this, schools will also serve more fruit and vegetable snacks. They will also teach children how to reduce their environmental impact at home by showing them how to recycle and reduce food waste. Students were asked if they would mind ditching meat for one day a week, and 95% said they would not object to the menu change. In October 2019, more than 60 scientists wrote an open letter to world governments, calling on schools and hospitals to serve less meat for the sake of the planet. Eating less meat and dairy in our growing cities is a way to address the climate emergency. Cities can play a crucial role in helping citizens to reduce their consumption of livestock products and to enable the changes necessary to meet ambitious climate change targets, said Professor Pete Smith from the University of Aberdeen, who spearheaded the letter. California schools increase vegan options. California schools also want to serve more vegan food for the good of student health and the environment. AB 479, the Healthy Climate-Friendly School Lunch Act, was introduced in February 2019 by Assemblymember Adrian Nazarian. Under the new bill, public schools would receive state funding to serve plant-based meals to 6 million students. The landmark bill would not only ensure that meals are planet-friendly, but also healthy. It would also provide nutritious meals to students who might not have access to them at home. Assemblymember Nazarian said, "Our state is a global microcosm with many different cultural needs. California's school meal policy should not only reflect this diversity, but also incorporate the extensive research on the health benefits of plant-based nutrition." University of Coimbra. The University of Coimbra, the oldest university in Portugal, banned beef to reduce its environmental impact in September 2019. The university, which was established in the year 1290, previously served around 20 tons of beef in its 14 cafeterias, about 12 times the weight of a car, every year. The initiative is part of its efforts to become the first carbon-neutral university in Portugal by 2030. Beef production emits the highest level of greenhouse gases across its supply chain compared to other forms of meat. Producing just 1 kilogram emits 60 kilograms of greenhouse gases, while the same amount of peas emits 1 kilogram. The University of Coimbra's rector Amilcar Falco said in a speech, "We are expecting a climate emergency, and we have to put brakes on this projected environmental catastrophe." He also announced a strict policy against food waste, which includes bins for food scraps in university residences. The university is also ditching single-use plastic straws in favor of paper ones and introducing a tree planting program. University of Cambridge. Cambridge University swapped beef and lamb for vegan options in 2016 as a part of its sustainable food policy. According to a report released by Cambridge's catering service in September 2019, the menu change helped the university reduce its overall carbon emissions, despite an overall increase in the amount of food purchased. Catering serves 14 locations across the campus and caters for more than 1,500 events a year. The university reduced its carbon emissions by 33% per kilogram of food purchased and cut the amount of land used per kilogram of food by 28%. University chefs received plant-based cooking classes following the change. The vegan and vegetarian options are advertised in a way that encourages students to purchase them instead of the remaining meat options. Andrew Blamford, professor of conservation science at the University of Cambridge, said that it is hard to imagine any other interventions that could yield such dramatic benefits in so short a span of time. Cambridge University also started selling biodegradable plastic bottles, glass bottles, and cans instead of single-use plastic bottles. The change prevented more than 30,000 plastic bottles from being sent to landfills each year. SWAN School. The SWAN School in Oxford serves only vegetarian lunches to its students. The SWAN is said to be the only first Oxford state school to have an all-vegetarian canteen. Students are served meals like minted pea and feta frittatas, lentil lasagna, and corn sausage and potato bake. The meat-free lunch policy benefits the school in 3 ways. It saves money, is better for the environment, and allows students of all faiths and different dietary backgrounds to dine together. Students are not permitted to bring packed lunches to school in a bid to encourage children and staff to eat together and engage during lunch breaks. All diners are encouraged to help lay the table, serve food, and pack up after the meal. Lunch services include daily reflection and weekly gratitude moments whereby students explain what they are thankful for. University of Helsinki. Helsinki University banned beef from campus cafeterias in October 2019, vowing to replace it with more vegan and vegetarian options. The resource-intensive meat will be removed from cafeterias that are owned and operated by the university's student union. The cafeterias serve around 10,000 lunches a day. Cafeteria Business Operations Director Lena Piljayamaki said, "The idea came from staff when we were pondering our next socially responsible move. We realized that this would be a way to significantly cut our carbon emissions." According to UniCafe, removing beef from the menu will cut the university's food carbon footprint by 11%. Eva, the company that handles the day-to-day operations of university cafeterias, aims to make vegan and vegetarian food sales represent 50% of all food served. They will do this by placing non-meat lunches at the front of all self-service counters, ensuring that they are the first dishes that students see. West Dunbartonshire, Scotland. All schools in the council area of West Dunbartonshire, Scotland, offer vegan food options thanks to One Mother's campaign. Alexis Khosravi had tried to get her 5-year-old daughter's school to offer plant-based meals for about a year. When Khosravi first asked Mia's nursery to provide vegan meals, the nursery refused. Khosravi was also not permitted to provide her daughter with homemade food due to cross-contamination worries. Khosravi reached out to the Vegan Society, the oldest vegan society in the world, for assistance. The organization helped her pen a letter to the council's education officer, formally requesting plant-based options. The outreach was successful, and all schools and nurseries in West Dunbartonshire now provide vegan meals. Said Khosravi, "It's important for public institutions like schools to cater for vegan pupils, but plant-based food can be enjoyed by most people, so it promotes inclusivity, sustainability, and good nutrition." New York City schools. All New York City public schools, the largest public school system in the world, Partake in Meatless Mondays in a bid to improve student health. The program, announced in March 2019, follows the successful trial in 15 Brooklyn schools in spring 2018 and 1,700 New York City public schools in fall 2018. The pilot received positive feedback from students, who were served meatless lunches such as meat-free tacos and a salad bar. The Meatless Mondays initiative was announced by New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, Schools Chancellor Chard A. Carranza, and Vegan Brooklyn Borough President Eric Adams, who spearheaded the original Brooklyn trial. Mayor Bill de Blasio said, "Cutting back on meat a little will improve New Yorkers' health and reduce greenhouse gas emissions. We're expanding Meatless Mondays to include all public schools to keep our lunch and planet green for generations to come." That's it for today. Do you know a school with a vegan menu? Let us know what they're serving in the comments. Remember to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more Live Kindly videos.